We remember that Jenny likes to tell lies about other children, and that we know that's not nice. And we're going on now to talk about this further. Sometimes I think everyone likes to believe a lie, even when they know it's a lie. It's more exciting than the truth. And they especially like to believe it if it's printed in a newspaper. I know that now. I also know why my mum says politicians are liars and always shouts at them whenever they come on the telly. Maybe Jenny will be a politician when she grows up. When we get closest, we hear Jenny telling everyone that the new boy has spent all the break time with Mrs. Saunders because he has done something bad in his old school and he was too dangerous to be let out of the playground with us. But I don't believe her. I could tell Michael didn't believe her either because he asked her how she knew so much about it. Jenny got angry and crossed her heart and hoped to die that she had heard Mr. Owen talking to Mrs. Timms outside the teacher's staff room. And the both of them, and said how sorry they felt for Mrs. Khan and how glad they were that the new boy wasn't in their class, but it was not going to be easy to deal with. But before we could ask her any more questions, Jenny's dad began to beep her from his car, so off she ran. We all watched her go and looked back through the school gates to see if the new boy had come. But we couldn't see him anywhere. He's probably left already, said Josie. Tom and Michael nodded. Let's just wait 2 more minutes, I said, hoping that he would still be inside. And I was glad I did, because a few seconds later the new boy came out into the playground. He was holding Mrs. Khan's hand and staring at the ground. A woman who was waiting by the outdoor benches suddenly shouted, "Cooey!" and ran over to them. She was wearing a long black coat, a woolly hat and a bright red scarf. She stood and talked to Mrs. Khan for a long time and nodded an awful lot. But we couldn't hear anything because we were standing too far away. I wonder if that's his mum, said Josie. I didn't think so because the new boy didn't hug her at all and seemed shy around her too. Come on, said Michael. He was pointing to his watch, which was bleeping like a submarine. Michael has a special watch that tells him when his next bus is coming. It means it helps him get to places on time. But I've only ever seen it make him bump into things more quickly. No, wait, I said, before I could think about it too much. I ran over to where the new boy was standing. I said, "Hello," tapping him on the shoulder. Mrs. Carman, the woman in the red scarf, looked down as I reached into my pocket and got out the lemon sherbet. "Here," I said, holding it out. I was a little bit embarrassed because by now the sherbet was covered in fluff, but it was still good enough to eat. That's the good thing about lemon sherbets. No matter how bad they look, they always taste delicious. I think I must have spoken too loudly because the new boy took a step away from me as though he was frightened. "It's all right, Armit, you can take it," said the woman, motioning him with her hands as if she was speaking in sign language. But the new boy grabbed her hand and hid his face behind her arm. I don't know what to do because I've never really scared anyone so much before that they wanted to hide from me. The woman spoke to him gently again, and after a few seconds he took the sherbet and looked straight at me with his lion eyes before hiding away again. "Thank you," said the woman. She looked at me and gave me a smile. I liked her deep brown eyes because they seemed kind and her bright pink cheeks. But what I liked best of all was how her long blonde hair swirled around the wind from beneath her hat. Armit will enjoy that on the ride home." I nodded and then ran back to where Josie and Tom and Michael were waiting for me. I felt extra happy because Mrs. Khan had smiled at me with her whole face and had given me a wink too, just like my dad used to do whenever he thought I had done something good or when he was teasing my mum. When I'm grown up, I'm going to wink at people just like he used to do and make them feel special. And as we made our way home, I decided on the next day, whenever I saw the new boy staring at me, I was going to give him just as many winks as I could. And I think Jessica, my Jessica, would be just as nice to that little boy. See you again tomorrow.